Okay, after a long time थोड़ी फट रही है, but let's do it. So hello everyone, and I am Ayan Khan.
No, not Khan, from the epiglottis. Khan.
थोड़ा सा गैप पड़ गया था बीच में, but we are back now. And in this video, something that fascinates me is startup. कॉलेज में इतने सारे लोग startups कर रहे थे, entrepreneurial mindset. How do they do it? Like, what does it take? How do they manage college with इतना सब कुछ साथ साथ? That's something that fascinates me, and I guess you too. So I decided to deep dive into their mindset, and this video we have Madhav Madhusudan urf Maddie. He's building his startup Raptures. अब चलो मैं चुप हो जाता हूँ, उसको बोलने देता हूँ. But bringing to you a video about the startup factor. So शुभ काम में देरी किस बात की? चलिए शुरू करते हैं.
So I'm building Raptures, and we are a use case focused tooling service for Web3 communities. So as in, like, right now there are a lot of communities present on Discord or Telegram and all, but there are no specific tools in which they can actually maintain their community, right? Like, they'll need to go to another platform. Like, for example, if you want to exchange tokens or so, you'll need to go to other platforms like Uniswap or Curve. What I was thinking was we could bring all these tools into one place, which is where the community is, that is Discord or Telegram, and that's what we are building. So the X factor for Bits Pilani being a startup factory, amazing question, by the way. So there are three reasons for this. One is the 0% attendance policy that's followed on campus, that allows people the freedom to work on whatever interests them, right? And most of the time it's startups, but there are also people like the creator of this video, Ayan Khan. He works on his own YouTube channel. And the second reason is the peer group. And as we all know, the Bits Pilani does not have a system of reservation or so, where people can show some documents and they get in purely by merit. And the reason and the effect of this is that people get to have a higher quality of peer group. They can discuss ideas and motivation and grow. And the third reason over here, specifically for startups, is that we've got Payeds over here, Payeds Bits Pilani, who helps incubate startups and work on helping them grow even further. Okay, so a day in my life. And I'll tell you the day in my life, but like, the disclaimer over here is that when I get sick or when there's another influence, like for example examinations, it may be so that I may not be able to follow the schedule. So on a good day, what happens is I wake up at around 7:30. I hit the gym by around 7:30, and I work out for about 30 minutes just to get the day started. And then what I do is I come back to my room, I get all cleaned up, washed up, and I spend around 30 minutes just getting on my feet, as in I go to Monkey Type and I just follow their typing competitions, where you'll have to type so many words in under 15 seconds, and then you'll try to increase your words per minute. And then I go on to HackerRank and I solve a medium level question using Rust. So there's a language that I want to study. If there's a programming language that I want to study, I'll be using that for coding out my competitive coding question. And by this time it would be around 11 o'clock, 11:30, and then I'll go for lunch and actually start my day. And the rest of the day would just be attending classes and reading up books, and mostly working on my startup, the technical side. I handle the technical side of things, so it'll mostly be developing applications and all. And I sleep by around 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock. I'll start from 12th standard, and that's when most of us would be going through our JEE or NEET phase. And from that time onwards, I've always felt the need to solve problems creatively, right? Solve interesting problems in a creative manner. we would have always gone through past year papers and other resources for getting us prepared. But what I used to do during my preparation was I would take up really interesting problem statements, like let's say for example in physics I used to take up the book of Erudov to solve questions, and the solutions that they used to have were quite mind-blowing, right? So that was my foray into actually getting creative with problem solving. And then fresh into college I got into programming, felt like programming would be an interesting thing to do, and once I learned programming I would have the necessary tools to solve problems. And then once I got good at programming, I started exploring the world's problems and finding out which ones I could solve in a creative manner. And raptures, which is what we are, raptures as in the problem that we are trying to solve is the lack of tooling for communities at their place. That was one of the problems that we found out. But other than that, I've been interested in looking at other domains such as medical sciences and supply chain management using blockchains. So all those places I've just been trying to use my programming knowledge to solve the issue, that is. So going all in versus balance. So I think I would be a good person to respond to this question, because I used to try to maintain a balanced lifestyle before recently switching to going all in, right? So I tried, like during my first 2 years of college, I tried balancing academics, internship, and plus problem solving for a startup. And that's when I realized that the bandwidth that I had for allocating time and energy to all these different activities would drain me by the end of the day. And that was a process that I quite did not like. Right? It wasn't very engaging for me. So I think personally for me, the best solution would be to go all in. Although there would be, like, you guys on the other side would be having better approaches and thought process, or even you would be thinking that the balanced life would be a better one for you. This is something that's personal for me though. There are 3 different aspects of it, which is academics, relationship with my friends, and then health. So on the academics front, I wasn't able to score as much as I could, right? Because I couldn't spend a lot of time on academics. There's a lot of exams which where I have felt that I could have performed a lot better if I had given a little bit more time, but that wasn't able to happen. And on the relationship side of things, during the first semester of my campus, I spent a lot of time with my friends, just hanging out with people, meeting amazing people. But later on, as the semesters progressed, that amount of time that I spent for people and my friends decreased a lot, up to the point where we tend to get very introverted, right? So that has been there. And then on the health side of things, of course, when you're on a journey to just solve problems and build a startup, there's always risks associated, and with it mental health also. So you need to keep your mental health in good standards, and even your physical health also. Okay, so strategies to maximize productivity. Nice question again. So I tend to use the existing solutions that a lot of people have suggested, such as whiteboards. We are provided with a whiteboard for each room. So I tend to make maximum use of the whiteboard to jot down the next immediate to-do list tasks and my thought process at that moment. And I also maintain a second brain setup on Notion. Second brain setup as in you tend to throw all your ideas into one place, and then you organize them later on during the later part of the day into other sections of your Notion page, so that you know what are the thought processes that come to you. And one thing that I'm working on, and in fact I would suggest this to all programmers out there who are facing the same question, right? Build yourself an application that could maximize your productivity. You know how you work best, so you could help solve your productivity issues with your coding skills. So think in that direction too. I'm building a Flutter app to manage my productivity and to-do lists better. So about my future, that is, so I want to be working on Raptures full time and scaling into a big business one good day. So that's the direction I want to take, and I think with the right mindset and the right peer group that I have, I think that should be a really really good future that I have. So a message to all of you guys would be to first like whiteboard your own thoughts, right? About the future, or what exactly the kind of person you want to be, or the kind of improvements that you want to make into your life after coming to college. Do that, be very clear of what you want to do. And then the second thing would be to have amazing peer, talk to as many people as possible, find out the amazing people and stay close to them. And I guess that should be it. You'll do amazing.